A lot of fans were excited for the chance to get Clark's autograph, and she talked about the great crowd.
I felt like the last time we were here, there was like a lot of just basketball fans, like a lot of people that really appreciated the game and understand the game and wanted to support the game of basketball, especially women's basketball. So I expect the same.
A record-breaking night at State Farm Arena as one of the biggest names in basketball came to the A. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever taking on the Atlanta Dream in front of more than 17,600 fans.
Caitlin Clark just broke a WNBA rookie record that's got everyone talking. Her latest move isn't just turning heads, it's turning the whole league upside down. What could one rookie possibly do to shake up the entire WNBA? Stick around as we dive into the Clark-sized waves hitting women's basketball. The future of women's basketball is here, and it's got a name: Caitlin Clark. But what if I told you her game isn't just good, it's literally changing how we see women's basketball? From Iowa to Indiana, Clark's journey is rewriting the rules. Let's talk about Clark's rise from college sensation to WNBA rookie. This isn't your average success story. We're talking about a player who's not just living up to the hype, but blowing past it like it's standing still. You might be wondering what makes Clark's game so special. Well, it's not just one thing. It's like she took the best parts of some NBA legends and mixed them into something entirely new. Think Jason Kidd's rebounding and fast-paced playmaking, Steve Nash's creative passing, and Steph Curry's long-range shooting ability. That's Clark in a nutshell. But here's where it gets real. Clark's not just playing like the greats. She's putting up numbers that back it up. Take her shooting percentage from within 5 feet. We're talking 62.7%. That's not just good. That's top guard and 2-point field goal to percentage good. And let's not forget her versatility. Clark's not just a scorer or just a playmaker. She's both, and she's doing it at a level that's making everyone rethink what a rookie can do in this league. She's not just controlling the game, she's redefining it. Want proof? How about this? During her rookie season, Clark set a WNBA record for assists by a rookie. We're talking 232 assists. That's not just breaking a record, that's smashing it to pieces and building something new. But here's the thing about Clark's game. It's not just about the stats, it's about the impact. As one observer put it, it's crazy how much attention she brings to the game. When she's in town, it's the hottest ticket around. That's not just hype, that's game-changing influence.
Superstar guard Caitlin Clark, who is on the floor right now getting warmed up for this game. Of course, we are here inside of State Farm Arena. More than 17,000 people are supposed to be here.
It's hard for us to get tickets too, so we feel the same, you know? It's fun, like getting to come to these new arenas. You know, a lot of places I haven't played before. I haven't even been to the city of Atlanta, obviously just flown through here quite a few times, so this is my first time here. The environment just seems really good.
Now, imagine a rookie so electrifying. She's not just changing the game. She's changing the entire landscape of the league. We're talking record crowds, sold-out arenas, and viewership numbers that are off the charts. Ready to see just how big the Caitlin Clark effect really is? Let's start with the Atlanta Dream. They just set a record for the largest crowd at a WNBA game in Georgia history. And guess what? It's all thanks to Caitlin Clark. This isn't just a minor bump in attendance. We're talking about a seismic shift that's got the whole league taking notice. But it doesn't stop there. The Indiana Fever, Clark's team, is seeing a surge in ticket sales that's nothing short of phenomenal. They're not just selling out games, they're having to move to bigger venues just to keep up with demand. Picture this. Future games could see up to 18,000 fans packing the stands. That's not just a crowd, that's a movement. And here's where it gets really wild. 16 out of 18 games featuring Clark pulled in over 1 million viewers. That's not just good for the WNBA, that's good for any sport, period. Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon that's captivating audiences across the country. But wait, there's more. Clark's appeal isn't just national, it's global. We're hearing stories of international fans traveling just to catch a glimpse of her in action. This isn't just fandom, it's a full-blown pilgrimage. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but what does this mean for the business side of things? Well, hold on to your hats, because this is where it gets really interesting. The Fever has seen a 225% increase in corporate partnerships. Let that sink in for a second. That's not just growth, that's explosion. And it's all because because of one rookie. What we're witnessing here isn't just a talented player having a good season, it's a cultural shift. Clark is single-handedly redefining what it means to be a star in women's basketball. She's not just playing the game, she's changing how people perceive it. Think about it. When was the last time you saw this kind of buzz around a WNBA player? When was the last time you heard about games selling out weeks in advance? This isn't just a flash in the pan, it's a glimpse into the future of women's basketball. But here's the real kicker, Clark is just getting started. This is her rookie season. Can you imagine what the next few years might look like? If she's packing arenas now, what's gonna happen when she hits her prime? The Caitlin Clark effect isn't just about numbers on a stat sheet or butts in seats. It's about changing perceptions. It's about showing the world that women's basketball can be just as exciting, just as compelling, and just as marketable as men's basketball. Clark is breaking records left and right, but there's one number that's not adding up. How can the hottest name in basketball be worth millions in endorsements, yet struggle to afford her own game tickets? It's a puzzle that's got the whole league talking. You might think being a WNBA superstar means living large, but for Caitlin Clark, the reality is far from glamorous. Despite her meteoric rise and game-changing performances, Clark's facing a challenge that's got nothing to do with her skills on the court. It's all about the money. Or lack thereof. Let's talk numbers for a second. Clark's rookie salary in the WNBA, a measly $76,000. That's right, the player who's packing arenas and breaking viewership records is making less than some entry-level office jobs. But wait, it gets even more mind-boggling when you compare that to her projected career earnings from endorsements. We're talking over $400 million. The contrast is so stark, it's almost laughable, but Clark's not laughing. In fact, she's speaking out about it. When asked about the cost of season tickets for her family, Clark didn't mince words. She said, "It's like our entire salary to get those." I'm not kidding. Let that sink in for a moment. The star player can barely afford tickets to her own games. This isn't just about Clark though. She's using her platform to shine a light on the financial struggles faced by all WNBA players. It's not about personal gain, it's about equity for the entire league. Clark's not just talking the talk, she's walking the walk, advocating for better compensation for her teammates and fellow players. You might be wondering, how did we get here? The WNBA's collective bargaining agreement, established in 2020, sets limits on player compensation. But with stars like Clark drawing unprecedented attention to the league, those limits are starting to look outdated. Think about it. Clark earned an estimated $3 million through name, image, and likeness deals during her college career. That's before she even stepped foot on a WNBA court. The disparity between her earning potential and her actual WNBA salary is so wide, it's hard to ignore. But here's where it gets interesting. Clark's outspoken nature and massive popularity are sparking conversations about pay equity in sports. It's not just fans and players taking notice. It's sponsors, media outlets, and league officials too. Clark's influence could be the catalyst for long-term changes in how women athletes are valued and compensated. This isn't just about basketball, it's about recognizing the value of women's sports as a whole. Clark's situation is shining a spotlight on a much bigger issue. If a player of her caliber and popularity is facing these challenges, what does that say about the rest of the league? The Caitlin Clark effect isn't just filling seats and breaking records, it's challenging the status quo and pushing for meaningful change. As Clark continues to dominate on the court, her advocacy off the court could be just as impactful. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing the game. She's rewriting the whole playbook for women's basketball. From packed arenas to record-breaking viewership, Clark's impact is turning the WNBA upside down. But it's not just about the numbers. Clark's story is like something out of a sports movie, overcoming challenges and fighting for equity along the way. Here's the thing, Clark's not just a star player, she's a symbol of what women's basketball can be. Her influence is creating a new era where the WNBA isn't just an afterthought, it's the main event. And as she keeps breaking records and pushing boundaries, you can bet she's inspiring a whole new generation of players and fans. So what's next for women's basketball? With Clark leading the charge, the sky's the limit. Don't miss out on this revolution. The future of women's basketball is happening right now.